Hello and welcome to this special episode of Tech.eu podcast. I am your host, Andrew Degeler. This episode is sponsored by the Taiwan External Trade Development Council, or TAITRA, and they are the organizers of Computex, which is one of the world's largest trade shows focused on technology and electronics. This year, Computex will gather 80,000 attendees in the virtual format for the first time, allowing even more people from all over the world to become part of the event. The virtual event will actually take place from May 31 to June 30, so it's going to last for about a month, so certainly not your average tech event. I've never been to Computex myself, though I dreamt of going there back in the day when I was a journalist writing about consumer tech and hardware. That was more than 10 years ago, really. A lot changed since then, of course, both for myself and for Computex, and I really wanted to learn more about what it's like now and how it is more relevant for European entrepreneurs than ever before. So to answer all my questions, I set up a call with Scully Wang, the senior project manager at TAITRA and one of the people responsible for organizing this year's virtual Computex. Scully, hello there. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew, and thank you, Tech.eu, for inviting me to your program.
And so can you start maybe with talking a little bit more about yourself and what you've been doing with TAITRA and what's your role in this year's Computex like?
Of course, we are TAITRA and we are the organizer for Computex. Computex has been 40 years old show, just like me. 40 years launched by 1981 and organized by TAITRA. As you know, we actually canceled the physical shows this year because of the travel limits. But we have a new form of the online show that's called Computex Virtual. And we've been preparing the shows right now, and it looks very good and very good. We want to give all of the visitors from overseas the world to have a very excellent experience when they're visiting the Computex Virtual.
Right. So you are basically overseeing the organizing team for this event.
Yeah, we have like 10 members, more than 10 members to launch this online show. And of course, in the past, we have physical one. And this year we have the virtual, but we also have a lot of physical events like Computex Forum, like I mentioned before, and some international press conference, and also the CEO keynote that will be physically happens in Taipei City. Yes.
So we will move on to the virtual part in just a minute. But before that, can you talk to me about the change that you have seen in Computex in general over the, let's say, last 10 years, the 10 years prior the pandemic year, let's say. So how was it changing?
Well, I think the very key year is 2016. As you know, that we're really seeking the transformation from in 2016. We really want to transfer Computex from a hardware emphasis shows to the software solution shows. And at that year, we launched InnoVEX, which is the exhibition for the startup. And it's actually our first attempt to that in 2016. And at that year, we are calling the ecosystem. This Computex is actually complete the whole ICT ecosystem at that year. So we want to change from the traditional supply chain to the ecosystem solutions. We want to emphasize that Taiwan actually play very important roles in this ecosystem, in this ICT industry.
And how did that go?
Well, it's clear very good because in 2019, I believe we have more than 400 booths in InnoVEX. And we have a lot of actually EU efforts inside. We have the French pavilion, Dutch pavilion. We have England coming to our InnoVEX, and we have Korean pavilion. So actually all the countries, they have the startup promotion plans and they all willing to join in InnoVEX platform. So I think it looks just very representative in this industry.
And can you talk to me about like the idea behind this change? So why did you actually want to start this initiative? What's in there for you, for Computex?
Actually, in the traditional Computex, we have a lot of the exhibitors. They are from 85% from ICT industry. But actually, we would like to extend this scope like more than to other industries. Like this year's, I think very interesting is that we cooperate with the music production company in Taiwan. And we talk about the ICT, how technology is applied in this music business. So we think under the pandemic, actually the AR, the 5G, the high-speed internet, and the virtual thing is like highly applied in this show business. because they need to interact with their fan. They need to do a lot of online concert. So this year we cooperate with the JFG, which is a very famous music production companies in Taiwan. And we would like to extend our buyer scopes more to all kinds of industries. So that's why we're doing a lot of attempt. We don't want to attract only the very, very traditional like hardware, buying the keyboard, PC. Of course, they're very important to us, but we want to extend more. So that's why we're doing a lot of attempts on it.
Okay, so it's time, I think, for us to move on to the virtual Computex that will take place this year. What is it going to look like? Now that there is just a few weeks left and you're looking at it, what's it like?
Actually, we have like three kinds of the booth level. It's called Kilo and Mega and Giga. Of course, when it goes to Giga, it's more like luxury booths that you can expect. And of course, we have all kinds of marketing plans, just includes inside, like for the Giga booths, you can have the sending your exclusive EDM. You can have your new product launch video to put on our virtual site. So people actually choose the high level Giga booths more because they want more service from TAITRA, more service from our online platform. And we also have the Lithuania and other European countries to join in.
So do you actually see a lot of interest coming from the European countries in the InnoVEX exhibition, first of all, the one for startups?
I think for the Europe country, they are very, very urged to join this platform. Actually, we find that 2020, that England visitors are the top 5 user for our Computex Taipei website. So there are more than almost 30,000 people using our Computex Taipei from UK visitors, which is top 5. Top 1 is US and top 2 is Japan and Russia and UK and Germany. So that basically means that UK visitor, European visitor, they're very familiar with the online interaction. So we're kind of confidence for this time, the virtual shows, that a lot of EU visitor will join in this platform.
Right. And so how about the visitor experience, as in like attendee experience? So if I come on the website, what am I going to see? What are the booths like for myself?
The booth looks very 3D dimension.
Right.
We were calling our partners to build out the 3D dimension booth, and you will have a host. And most of this exhibitor, they just concerned about, okay, can I get the leads and can I get the list from this? Because, for the online world, everything is very transparent. So we actually offer the contacts list and all the, even to the detail that who click your video, like who click your business card, and it's the messaging, this kind of things. We could do that. So as a visitors, of course, you're coming to Computex Virtual and you will select your preference for the shows, and then we will just directly let you do the matchmaking, because we have a partners called Appear and is an AI solution company. So this year I want to say that we launched this AI driven database is going to perfectly match the visitors and the exhibitors. I think this service is not okay. Everybody's doing the online exhibition, but these things I think I want to highlight here is our unique.
And so startup pavilions are going to be still part of Computex. So InnoVEX is going to be there.
Yeah, InnoVEX is a part of Computex.
Brilliant. Yeah, this is great. This sounds really interesting. I'm really looking forward to trying this out myself. Actually, I've never been to Computex, never been to Taiwan, but I really wanted to go. So yeah, this is my chance, I guess.
Yeah. So we want more and more EU visitors to join in this platform and to get the unique experience from this AI-driven platform for this year.
And I think there has been, as you said, historically already quite a few people coming from the European Union and around, both virtually and physically to the events. Why do you think is it like that? So what are they looking for? What's in there for them that they are coming to Computex?
Well, I think it's they're looking forward to, as I mentioned before, the ecosystem. We have a very excellent, all the excellent people in Taiwan, actually, they work in this ICT industry. That's why we can come along with a very great ICT solution and products. And as I mentioned, we've been transformed to this kind of more hardware emphasized show to the solution-based shows. That's why it includes so much startups, brand new idea inside. And I think the EU visitors kind of aware of the transformation of Computex. So they come in to find the partnership and also maybe to invest some of the very potential startups company. And also some of the startup company from EU, they want to find the cooperative partners in Taiwan because we have a very strong manufacturing abilities. I think, especially for the InnoVEX part, is kind of both beneficial for the EU startup and for the Taiwanese company or for Taiwanese startup to find the EU investors.
And since you mentioned these solutions, so can you give maybe some examples? Like what sort of solution, what kind of industries do you think are some of the most attractive?
Well, I think Taiwan is especially in this IoT industry. I can give you an example for the medical things. We actually come out to a lot of the intelligent clinic products and combined with our solution. And of course, we've actually made up a very fantastic medical products. And with this kind of IoT solution, these products can be more actually fit people's needs under pandemic. I know that the remote working and remote medical has been a very hot issues during the pandemic. So Taiwanese company is good to giving the solution in terms of IoT and AI solution when it comes to maybe medical needs. For this medical things, I think is probably will be the future trend that we keep looking forward to. We want to how to export the solution to the EU areas. And of course, we also expect that the EU visitors or EU investors can come to Computex in the future to have more cooperations on this part.
Right. And if you think about, let's say, next year or the year after, when the lockdowns are over and in-person events are already permitted again, do you think you will still keep this virtual element to Computex?
Well, I think for sure we will still keep the digital version of Computex and InnoVEX, so people can still reach out through the internet. But however, we really miss our visitors from EU and UK. So we want to welcome them because in Taiwan, it's been relatively safe. And I also know that UK is actually speeding up the vaccinations. So I really sincerely hope we can see each other face in face soonly. Yeah, but we will keep definitely the Computex Virtual and InnoVEX Virtual as an online interactive platforms. That's for sure.
Right.
Computex registration is on the way. It's actually kicked off from last week. If the visitor is interested in Computex and InnoVEX Virtual, we can go to the computexvirtual.com to have the pre-registration.
No, this is great. So, Scully, thank you so much. Thanks a lot for this conversation. Thanks a lot for answering all the questions, and good luck with Computex. I'm so looking forward to seeing what it is you have in store for everyone.
Thank you, Andrew. Much appreciated, and I hope I can see the visitor from EU. And thank you for Tech.eu to giving me this chance. Thank you.
And this is it for today's special episode brought to you by TAITRA, the organizers of Computex Virtual. Thank you so much for listening. If you like the show, follow us today wherever you listen to your podcasts, and if that place has a possibility to rate and review the show, please do that as well. Audio engineering for this podcast is done by SoundPulse, that is sound-pulse.com. Your questions, suggestions, and opinions are very welcome. Send them all to podcast@tech.eu. We are also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Reach out. This was Tech.eu Podcast. I am Andrei Degeler, and I will talk to you again later this week. Bye-bye.